What do you eat for lunch and dinner every day?
You know, I try to follow my own advice for lunch because lately I've been telling people to have a big salad for lunch every single day. Get it in for lunch because lunch is the most important meal of the day. And then have a bowl of vegetable bean soup with it to get your beans in during lunch. Vegetable bean soup or a chili or a stew with beans in it. Or if you're not doing that, put some beans on the salad at least. And then I make a dressing for the salad made from nuts and seeds, not oil. Because oil is too fattening. It's 120 calories a tablespoon. It absorbs very rapidly and it causes you to interfere with losing weight. Whereas nuts and seeds, the calories are absorbed more gently. They facilitate the absorption of phytochemicals effectively into the body from the vegetables. And are associated with low rates of heart attacks, low rates of cancer, and low rates of all-cause mortality. When people make that switch from oil-based dressing to a dressing where the fat component comes from nuts and seeds instead of oil, we see dramatic enhances in life expectancy, healthy life expectancy, and overall lifespan. That lunch is so important. I'll repeat again. A big salad with some cruciferous vegetables on top raw, like arugula or cabbage or something like that, or kale in the salad, or baby bok choy, or some sprouts. Maybe tomatoes, maybe some onion family raw, like scallion or a little red onion sliced thin with a healthy dressing. And that's my specialty, so to speak, is showing people how to make these really healthy dressings to make salad taste great. And I put out cookbooks, and I have thousands of recipes on my website where people rate the recipes and give them stars, and it's exciting to see that people really feel that this way of eating is not just protecting their health, but they're excited about the taste, the flavor, and the delicious recipes we offer people. Okay, so then dinner we want to be somewhat of a lighter meal and an earlier meal. So maybe it's a cooked vegetable dish with a frozen fruit dessert. Maybe it's some raw vegetables with a dip. Maybe it's some leftovers. We want people not to go to bed on a full stomach, not to pig out at dinner time, not to eat heavy, hard to digest foods, not to go to bed with food in your stomach. That's the secret they're learning from what we're learning from nutritional science that extends human lifespan is sleep without digesting. Finish digesting, eat during the day, and don't eat at night, and don't digest at night when you're sleeping. You get much more benefit from the anti-aging, lifespan-enhancing effects of sleep if you can finish digesting your food for the day before you go to sleep at night. We want people to eat an earlier dinner, get done eating by 5 or 6 o'clock, and if they can't, they get home late at night and they have to eat, then just eat something light. Do not eat a heavy meal before bedtime. So breakfast may be some steel-cut oats with some hemp seeds and flax and berries, or maybe a glass of vegetable juice or a green smoothie. Lunch we know is a salad and a soup. Dinner may be a mixed vegetable wok, or cooked vegetables in some way with some frozen fruit dessert or something. A lot of options of foods that you can eat that are healthy. But keep that lunch fixed to get that big salad and chew it really well, and don't eat heavy at night. Those are the most important things.
Which fats and oils do we want to avoid and which do we want to consume? And what's the basis for your opinion?
Well, that's what I've been talking about here already in this interview and in many of my lectures, that there's a tremendous biochemical and biological difference between eating walnut oil and walnuts, and pistachio oil and raw pistachio nuts, and sesame oil and sesame seeds. What I'm saying right now, there's no nutritional scientist in the world could argue that the oil from that particular food is more nutritious or healthier than eating the whole food in its intact form. When you eat the whole food in its intact form, you get a host of additional benefits, and you get less calories, and because these foods are rich in sterols and stanols that bind fat, it makes all the calories not biologically available. So you get less calories from 100 calories of nuts than you do from 100 calories of nut oil. You follow me? The 100 calories of nuts doesn't give you all 100 calories. You lose some of them in the stool. When those fibers suck the fat into the toilet bowl, they pull along with it saturated fats and LDL cholesterol. These fat magnets from nuts and seeds attract the negative fats, the oxidized fats that can increase the risk of inflammation and heart disease. So they're effective. And they're effective at preventing heart disease, and they have beneficial nutrients that protect cancer, and they facilitate absorption of antioxidants and phytochemicals. So what I'm saying right now is that the biggest marketing success in human history is probably convincing the world's population that oil is a health food. Oil is not a health food. it's a major contributor to obesity. It gives people a rapid intake of concentrated calories, and it prevents them from losing weight. So even though olive oil may not be as heart attack causing as butter or lard or coconut, or the cholesterol effects of even coconut oil, even though olive oil may have some benefits, we don't buy a car by comparing it to a junkyard wreck. We want the best. And just because olive oil is better than butter and shows some benefits, it doesn't mean that it's as good as eating walnuts, sesame seeds, or pistachio nuts. As a matter of fact, the Accord study showed just that. There was some benefit when people ate more olive oil instead of eating the other fats they were eating, but when they switched the olive oil to nuts, there were a huge amount of further cardiovascular benefits. What I'm saying right now is, it's a different way of thinking about food. It's making a dressing, a sauce or a coating for your bread. Instead of margarine or oil, we're using a garlic nutter made with roasted garlic, mixed with little hemp seeds and maybe a few cashews blended together to put on our pita pocket, stuffed with a portobello mushroom, some sprouts, some red onion, and a delicious pesto sauce or something. What I'm saying is it's a different way of thinking and cooking. And it results in incredible desserts that we make, like banana and ice cream, I call it, made with frozen banana, and really some macadamia nuts or some walnuts with a little real vanilla bean powder. Delicious, but good for you, as opposed to pouring oil on your food and pouring sugar on your food. And you know what? When you take the oil out, oils are not only is it rich in calories, preventing you from losing weight, but it's an appetite stimulant. It makes you want to eat more food. One reason we want the salt and oil and sugar out of the diet is because salt, oil, and sugar drives the overconsumption of calories and feeds people's food addictions and makes them into a calorie-consuming monster. If we didn't have 90% of our population being overweight, wouldn't be as big an issue. But how do you have an overweight person and tell them that oil is good for them? Because oil, because you have a rapid influx of fat calories, it stops lipolysis. It stops the breakdown of fat. You're not burning that oil for energy. You're storing it. So much oil into the bloodstream. When you have nuts and seeds, because the calories into the bloodstream so slowly, 1 or 2 calories a minute, your body preferentially burns it for energy and doesn't have to store it as fat. When you're consuming oil, you're storing calories as fat on your body. What I'm saying right now, as radical as this sounds, I'm saying olive oil increases risk of breast cancer. The reason I'm saying that, and other cancers like prostate cancer, the reason I'm saying that is because I'm saying that the overconsumption of these oils and the idea that these oils, coconut oil and olive oil, are good for us, has kept people needlessly overweight, and the extra fat on their body causes cancer. Fat cells are pathologic, and excess fat on the body is cancer-causing. And you're not going to likely get that weight off and get to the lean you should get to unless you cut out all that salt and oil and sugar out of your diet.